What's up, Nakama Nation? It is Nakama's Warrior, and today I'm coming at you guys with a different type of video. As of late, I've been slowly but surely becoming a Chuck E. Cheese YouTube channel. Hey, I like Chuck E. Cheese. I think it's got a fantastic story. And today, we're kind of going to do a little bit of a twist on it. So today I'm going to do something different. Normally I get in front of the camera and I talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush, or the Chuck E. Cheese walkthroughs. Don't worry, we're doing more Chuck E. Cheese walkthrough videos. So don't be leaving so make sure you're subscribed because those videos are coming. And we're going to do a couple of the Chuck E. Cheese, like the one in Dearborn. That's the one I want to go to the most because that was a former showbiz. And I want to be able to say I was in the same building as Mincy Mozzarella. Speaking of Mincy Mozzarella, we're going to talk about today's topic, as in the title of the video, 5 things I would do if I owned Chuck E. Cheese. Now, by which I mean, I'm not talking like I own a Chuck E. Cheese restaurant. I'm talking it as in I own the whole company. So the fantasy scenario is I win $800 million. We're going to say I win $1 billion in the lottery. I'm going to go historic and probably win $1 billion. We're just going to say $1 billion. Now, I'm going to take $900 million of this, and I'm going to buy Chuck E. Cheese's, the whole caboodle. I have $100 million to sit on. I could probably take $50 million of that and retire on that, but that's not what we're here for. I'm here to tell you guys what I would do if I owned the whole company. So number 1. Now, when I made the original version of this video, Chuck E. Cheese didn't announce that they were going to be saving some of the animatronic shows, so that's super cool that that's what Chuck E. Cheese is doing. But, number 1, save the animatronic shows. If anything, I'm putting more in, because I'm going to explain this to you. So, first thing we're doing is I'm going to take my company, Chuck E. Cheese's, and I'm going to pull a WWE and split them into 2 major brands. Chuck E. Cheese, which is a company that's going to be presented as a modern arcade with, the food. I'm pretty much going to run it the way it is. Now that's going to be roughly half my locations. Maybe even 60-70% of my locations. The other 30 to 50%, I'm converting these into retrocades. Now, these locations I'm going to call Showbiz Pizza Place Retrocade. Now, when I mean retrocade, I mean I'm going to try to recreate the magic of old Showbiz pizza. So I'm going to have things like 2 completely different menus. I'm going to have a modern Chuck E. Cheese menu for my Chuck E. Cheese restaurants, but at Showbiz, I'm going to want to try to recreate the original Showbiz pizza menu to the best of my ability. So at the Retrocade, now this is the location I would want to put my new Munch's Make Believe Band animatronic show in. Yes, I would fork over all the money I could to return animatronics, and you know what I would do? I would have a 3-stage location, just like they did after Concept Unification. That's the stage I'm looking for. You got Chuck, Helen, Mr. Munch, Jasper T. Giles, and Pasquale. Post-concept unification stage. And that's kind of the look I think I would go with for my animatronics. Maybe even the ones from the 80s, because again, that's what these retrocades are going to be marketed to. They're going to be marketed to nostalgic adults like me, who remember going to Chuck E. Cheese as a kid and remembers like going to old arcades and stuff. So that's what I would do. Number 1, I would absolutely, positively be converting a lot of my stores into retrocades. And the ones I would most likely pick were the stores that I have that started their lives as Showbiz pizza places. Because that would mean instead of like transitioning or receiving concept unification, you'd get another version of it, but this time you're going back down. Number 2, well, this isn't really number 2, this is 1B. 1A and 1B. Because I spent at least 2 weeks on this one. So we were talking about bringing back the animatronic band, and I was like, well, you can't have Showbiz Pizza without the rock-afire explosion, right? Now, Chuck E. Cheese doesn't own the rights to the rock-afire explosion. A man named Aaron Fackner and his company Creative Engineering does. Now, Showbiz and Aaron in Creative Engineering don't really see eye to eye. I don't know how the relationship is today, but if I was the leader of Chuck E. Cheese and I was the big cheese on top, I would at least have reached out and I would have said, listen, your band was a major part of my company's success. I want to honor that history. I'm not saying I'm going to order 300 new shows for the rock-afire explosion, but I would at least like the license to use archival footage. That way they can appear in advertising, or they could, be brought in for like the current Chuck E. Cheese puppet thing, or I would be able to do something with the rock-afire explosion to kind of reincorporate them into the Showbiz brand. Or if I even could, if we could even get a few locations that have rock-afire explosion animatronics, we could totally do that. Like in the 80s, where we would have Chuck E. Cheese and Munch's Make Believe Band up the road, and then we could have Showbiz Pizza with the rock-afire explosion up the road. So, because we're both the same company, so it doesn't matter which restaurant you go to, I'm going to see that money. Even if I'm going to go Chuck E. Cheese's Retrocade, the Showbiz Pizza Time Retrocade, I could have some of those have rock-afire and some of those have Munch's Make Believe Band. And again, I don't need new show tapes made because it's a retrocade. I could just use old show tapes, and that's another thing I would try to acquire from Creative Engineering. I would even say, okay, you don't have to give me the rights to the rock-afire explosion. I'll do your original deal. I'll give you we'll say for 15% of what my profits would be off the Showbiz brand in those locations. You're gonna get that, and that's your payment if you allow that to happen. But I would even say, hey, you know what? I'll throw $5 million your way, Aaron. I'll put $5 million in your pocket right now. You don't have to sell me the rock-afire explosion. You can if you want, but honestly, all I want is that archival footage, and I want the likeliness of the characters. And I would even tell Aaron, okay, you know what? We're gonna make a deal. I vow that I will never change the personalities of any member of the rock-afire explosion. Because I would make the same vow to the Chuck E. Cheese fans and say, we're going to bring back the animatronic band, but we're not going to update them. We're not going to change their personalities. They're going to be the way they were in the 80s, the way you remember it, and the way you like it. We're going to be the Smoky Mountain Wrestling of pizza joints. Speaking of retrocades, I would invest heavily, and this is 1B. I would definitely go for it. I would go for this one. I would be buying up old arcade machines. Heck, I might even buy up artifacts from old pizza places like Major Magic's and Peter Piper Pizza, if I could. I think they're still around. But those other lesser known ones, where maybe even I could buy artifacts from them and use them as displays in my Showbiz Pizza place, and kind of do even another idea I had for Showbiz was turn it into a little mini museum where you could come in and you could learn about the history of all these different pizza places that were big in the 80s, and you could learn about the characters and all that cool jazz while you're playing out to some old arcade games. Because again, my Showbiz Pizza place retrocades would have the old arcade games like Donkey Kong, and it wouldn't just be golden age arcade games. There would be stuff from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. My kind of cutoff date would be the year 2000. So we're talking stuff from the 90s like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, The Simpsons, the X-Men Brawler game, NBA Jam. You'd have Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat, but then you'd have your more classic stuff like Asteroids, Centipede, Gauntlet, Paperboy, Mario Brothers, Donkey Kong Jr., yada yada yada. So that would be the first thing I would do, is I would reopen a retrocade and try to get, again, animatronics. Thanks to Five Nights at Freddy's, I think that franchise alone has made animatronics. It's brought a lot of interest to a new generation. So Freddy Fazbear's Pizza isn't real, but you know what is? Chuck E. Cheese and Showbiz Pizza. So you can come see animatronics in real life. So with my battle plan, not only are we now opening the door to several new audiences that Chuck E. Cheese in its current state just can't bring in, but by bringing creative engineering and Aaron Fackner back in, this opens up a whole new level of merchandising. Aaron has, I think, one point stated that he really believed that the rock-afire explosion could be something beyond, just a pizza parlor band. And I honestly think that this could be the one opportunity. If done right, we could make a rock-afire explosion movie or a cartoon series, like things that could play at the restaurants. Another idea was that some of our merchandise would be rock-afire explosion themed, and we could even have like a monthly rock-afire explosion comic book series that could go into the adventures of the characters, or kind of just give us about more lore of the rock-afire explosion, or even Munch's make-believe band, or heck, even have crossover events. So that's pretty much the first thing I would do. Second is I would definitely be expanding my menu. So at Chuck E. Cheese's, I think one of the biggest gripes I have is I feel the menu isn't really as expansive as it should be. Some of the things I think that I would bring back, that I would definitely bring back to my Showbiz locations, but I would also bring back to my modern Chuck E. Cheese ones, would definitely be sandwiches, hot dogs, and stuff. The original 1977 menu. I would bring a lot of that stuff back, like the sandwiches, like, the Italian sub, the ham and cheese, the pastrami. I'd sell burgers. We could have hot dogs. I would also bring back way more pizza toppings, like Canadian bacon, salami. There was other. I'm the type of guy that when I go and do these kind of things, I want to do my history. I want to see what did we have before, what worked, what didn't work, and let's bring back what worked and what the fans want. Because I think if I own Chuck E. Cheese, the fans are going to be absolutely the people I'm going to listen to, because those are the people that are coming and spend money at my store. So if they say, like, bring back, the Parade of Canes, bring back, the animatronics, bring back actual Whack-A-Munch, you better believe I'm doing that. And by the way, Whack-A-Munch and Skee-Ball, every Chuck E. Cheese / Showbiz Pizza are going to have those. Those are some iconic games. But with the more modern approach, because again, same thing I would do, actually let's go kind of the third thing. Well, let's wrap up the second point real quick. I would definitely expand the menu for both locations and bringing back fan favorite menu items that are no longer available on the menu. And I would do things for like the Showbiz Pizza. I'd probably just use the original Showbiz menu. And for Chuck E. Cheese, I would bring what worked at the original Chuck E. Cheese, because you're still going to have like the cheesy bread that's bombing. That shit's absolutely fire. Well, great, now this video can't be made for kids. Oh well. I would have pizza, the cheesy bread, the fries, the unicorn churros, the wings. But again, this lets us bring in sandwiches. This lets us bring in burgers. We could have ice cream. Like, that's another thing, because it's actually leading into number 3. Is I would honestly convert my Chuck E. Cheese's and I would put in an ice cream bar. So I go to Chuck E. Cheese and I did the one in Sterling Heights. I'm gonna make a video there. I think in the next couple weeks we're gonna do the Sterling Heights location, where I do the walk around for that. And then I do the Roseville one. And I'll see these cotton candy machines, which is another thing I think. I get Chuck E. Cheese sells cotton candy, but if we could have somehow turn these into attractions, where maybe instead, like, you can use points on your card and it'll make you like a bag of cotton candy or something. Oh, that would be awesome. I think that'd be a great idea. Or even let the kids just make the cotton candy themselves. Just give them a little pair of plastic gloves, and you'd probably have to pay someone to kind of like, or we would just pay someone and they would just make the cotton candy fresh for you. I mean, there would be a way to incorporate this cotton candy machine so that I'm making more money than just using it to sell cotton candy bags pre-made at the prize counter. I would definitely be using this in a lot more entertaining and profitable way. But I was also thinking of the salad bar. I go, man, you know what the salad bar really needs? Some kind of dessert. Yes, some have the Jell-O whipped cream mixture thing going on, but I was thinking soft serve ice cream. It doesn't have to eat up a ton of space, but if I could somehow squeeze in just a teeny tiny ice cream bar where you can just get some vanilla chocolate swirl, and then some chocolate ice cream, I'd maybe charge like $10 for it and just go all you can eat. Then you can have 6 or 7 different ice cream toppings like cookie dough, Oreo, maybe some gummy bears. You'd have some chocolate fudge, strawberry, caramel, that kind of good shit. I think honestly, an all-you-can-eat ice cream bar, again in the summertime, that'd be a nice sweet treat at the end of the meal. Or even be like, okay, for $5, you could just go get, one ice cream and you can put whatever toppings you want on it. Or we could start selling specialty sundaes. You could even maybe in a weird way start selling shakes, but I don't know if that would be plausible. I'd probably have to do more research into that one. But definitely the idea of adding an ice cream bar to my Chuck E. Cheese locations. Now, unfortunately, I wouldn't have this at Showbiz because I'm trying to aim for a retro feel. But definitely number 3 would be incorporating ice cream / better desserts. I mean, I haven't tried their desserts yet, to be honest with you. I'm going to when I do the Sterling Heights walkthrough. But the unicorn churros, the cookie, the cake, I mean, it looks okay. I do want to try these first before I 100% commit, but I feel like ice cream is just kind of like, I feel like it's something that we could absolutely have at Chuck E. Cheese's. Definitely, again, I feel like number 4 would be, number 4. I would definitely do the summer pass all year long. I know I'm crazy, but hear me out. I think the summer pass, the unlimited summer pass, is a brilliant idea because this is going to get repeat visits from my guests. And in the restaurant business, something that both my Chuck E. Cheese and my Showbiz, they're going to survive on one thing: repeat visits. Now, I wouldn't offer this at Showbiz Pizza because I'll explain the business model there. But real quick, at Chuck E. Cheese's, I want you to keep coming back because, excuse me, every time you come to Chuck E. Cheese's, even if you're spending $3 or $4 just on a soda, that's $3 or $4 my company's making. And think about it, say like once a week you bring your kids to Chuck E. Cheese, they're going to use their play card. You're at least you might buy a pizza. You might buy, an appetizer sampler. You're going to buy drinks. We're going to sell things like promo cups and stuff like that, little add-ons. And honestly, even if it's like hot Italian breadsticks, like finger food for the family, if I get, because I look at it this way, I'm going to make more money off the guy that's going to come in to my store every week and spend $25 than I am on a family of 4 that's only going to come and spend $100 every 3 months. I'm making more money off that regular guy because that guy's going to come in regularly and faithfully spend money at my store. Excuse me, again, I'm so sorry. And nothing is going to encourage this than the idea of, hey, for every time you can come to Chuck E. Cheese's every day, you're going to get 40 free games, or you could, like the tiers are, it's like, I think it's like 40, then I think the other one's like 150, and then I think the highest is 250. I love this passing. I've been doing it as much as I could, and I think it's an incredibly brilliant idea. Going forward, I'm trying to think, am I on 3 or 4? I think I'm on number 4. Yeah, number 4. This is number 4. The Play Pass. Sorry about that. This is all done in like one take and like no editing whatsoever. Truly professional people. I'm really trying to push for 200 subscribers. Ironically, I think this is my 100th video, so yay. Anyway, so now how would I handle Showbiz Pizza Time? Tokens and tickets. Good old-fashioned tokens and tickets. None of the play card stuff. Now, I know that some people are like, well, if they're both the same company, why can't the Play Pass be used at Showbiz? Because at Showbiz, I want to create a nostalgic feeling. And nothing's going to be more nostalgic than feeding those tickets into the ticket muncher going, nom, 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 nom. I think they had Mr. Munch on those things. And then, of course, you got to have those tokens. Because, man, let me tell you, as a kid, nothing at Chuck E. Cheese was as anxiety-inducing than feeling the tokens in your pocket slowly but surely get depleted. You had the choice: do I want to play the Simpsons arcade game, or do I want to try to win some tickets on skee ball or NBA hoops? And that's the feeling I'm hoping to bring back at Showbiz Pizza Place Retrocade. The business model for that, though, would be the same thing: repeat visits by offering different promotions. I would definitely give away free tokens if you say, like, if you buy a large pizza, I'll give you 6 free tokens. Or if you spend over $50, you'll get your free tokens from, like, you know, say, like, you bought a large pizza and you get 6 free tokens from that. And then we'll say, well, if you bought, you know, X number of drinks, we'll give you, like, a token for every drink you buy. But if you spend over $50, we'll double those tokens. So instead of 6, you'd get 12 free tokens if you bought a large pizza and still managed to spend $50 in our store. Again, I want to reward my customers for continuously coming in and spending money by having these incredible promos. Or we could even have like a promo night where it's like double token Tuesday or something, where it's like, you know, if you come in on a Tuesday and you buy X number of tokens, we'll give you double the amount. You know, if you buy $10 in tokens, we'll give you an extra $10 in tokens for free. I definitely think that would be a great way to bring people in, especially during the slower days of the week. And I think, honestly, the 5th and final thing I would do if I owned Chuck E. Cheese's, and I was really debating on what would be number 5, but honestly, I'm going to be real, I would probably have to say, so I got, just to quickly recap, we got bring back the animatronics, and we would divide the brands up into two. We would divide the company up into 2 brands, one focusing on modern Chuck E. Cheese and the other one focusing on the Retrocade. We'd expand our menu. We'd also bring back fan favorites. We got, I can't remember number 3 now. Number 4, I would definitely be bringing back, I would make the Play Pass the permanent, oh no, number 3 was the ice cream sundae bar. And number 4 was the Play Pass, make that all year round, and then try to have really good deals for Showbiz. And number 5, because again, this would require some licensing, particularly from the rock-afire explosion, but honestly, I would do like, so they did like something like the 5 Nights of Chuck, or 5 Nights of Fun at Chuck E. Cheese's. I would absolutely be doing seasonal promotional events like holiday stuff. Like maybe I'd have a Christmas month where like all of December, from like December, or even the day after, from Black Friday to Christmas Eve, I would absolutely be into the Christmas spirit. We would have like a Christmas theme. I would do like a Halloween thing for maybe like the week of Halloween, like the 5 Nights of Chuck. Maybe we could do that the week of Halloween, or you know, the 5 days leading up to Halloween. We could have just a Halloween themed fun where kids could come in and do costumes. We could do stuff like that. But other things I really thought about I would really want to add, I'd bring back the walk around characters. So I would have like a Chucky costume, which they already have, but I would have Helen, Pasquale, Jasper, I'd have the whole gang, Mr. Munch. And then this way in between the shows, because I would do like every hour, I would run a show. So I would run the show for an hour. Then I would take like a half-hour break for the band to relax, or, for technicians to do whatever they gotta do or whatever. But during that half hour, I could have costumed characters come out and entertain the kids that way. Because again, I want the kids to be engaged. Other ideas were bring back those ball pits and the sky tubes. Absolutely, that would definitely be going into my Showbiz Pizza places. We have skee ball, whack-a-munch. I brought those. I mentioned that earlier. I would definitely be trying to go for old decor and trying to find, and I know that they're doing this at, I think, one or two of the locations where they're trying to have like old historical stuff. I'm so glad Chuck E. Cheese came up with all these ideas as I was making this video. It's almost like Chuck E. Cheese corporate knew I was making this video, because they're saving more animatronics after I specifically said in the original script for this, we need to save more animatronics, and they announced that they're trying to bring back old artifacts and posters and artwork, which again, after I said we need to bring all this stuff back for the retrocades. But honestly, from a corporate standpoint, I would definitely try to be more of, again, and if I had to have really a true number 5, it would be to bring back the magic of Chuck E. Cheese's. They used to have a saying in the 1991 training tape that without the magic, we're just another pizza place. Unfortunately, Chuck E. Cheese has become just another pizza place. So definitely, I would be bringing back the magic. I would make this place incredibly fun. I would bring a lot of life to it. I would try to put games that are, fun enough for a child, but again, because we have the Showbiz Pizza place, we could do a lot with a retrocade. There's so much history between Chuck E. Cheese and Showbiz Pizza. Finding artifacts and using archival footage, and even just honoring the past. Kind of having these shows where we kind of go back and acknowledge like 40 years or 50 years of Chuck E. Cheese. I think 2027 is 50 years of 2027 is 50 years of Chuck E. Cheese. And it's like, you could have a major event for that. And, we can honor the past. We can say, oh my gosh, look at, how we used to look way back in 1998 or 1988. Times are crazy, but definitely, I think those would be the 5 things I would bring into Chuck E. Cheese's if I own the company. I would love to hear what you guys would do if you guys owned Chuck E. Cheese's. So let me know in the comments below. If you like the content I'm making, we got more Chuck E. Cheese content on the way. We're going to be doing some store walk-arounds. I'm getting ready to say that I've been in the same building as the rock-afire explosion. I'm absolutely excited for that. I definitely want to go check them out in Volo. The rock-afire, yes. The night that this is being filmed, it's Memorial Day, so happy Memorial Day. So we're less than a week away from the rock-afire explosion debuting at the Volo Auto Museum in Volo, Illinois. I think it's in Illinois. So be sure to check that out. I'm excited as all loony bird for that. Anyway, subscribe, like the video, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys would do if you own Chuck E. Cheese. Do you guys like my Chuck E. Cheese content? Let me know. Do you want to see more of it? What do you want me? Do you want me to go through the history of it? Because I'm really excited about talking about the history of Chuck E. Cheese's tier list. What? Because I'm at this point, I'm just kind of trying to see general feedback from the Chuck E. Cheese content. What do you guys want to see more of? Anyway, thank you for letting me know. Have a blessed night. Hope you guys had a great Memorial Day. I'll see you at the next one. Have a Chucky day.